Hi, I'm Natalie Zamiti Shaw, candidate for Rampo Indian Hills Regional High School District. I'd like to start by telling you a little bit about myself. I've been a Bergen County resident most of my life. I grew up in Paramus, attending Paramus High School. Upon graduation, I went on to study mass communications at the University of Delaware and then obtained my JD degree from Seton Hall School of Law in 1998. This May, my husband and I will be celebrating our 18-year wedding anniversary. We have three wonderful children together. Our daughter, who's 15 and a proficient foil fencer. Our second daughter, who's 13 and an avid swimmer for the Wyckoff Sharks. And our son, who is 11 and an enthusiastic football and lacrosse player. Our daughters both attend Indian Hills High School, one in the UP International Studies and Business program, and the other in the Medical Science and Research program. Our son attends Franklin Ave Middle School. I'm licensed to practice law in New Jersey, New York, and the U.S. District Court of New Jersey. For the last 20 years, I've been a civil litigator, and I'm currently a partner with the law offices of Rosemary Arnold and Fort Lee. I'm certified by the Supreme Court of New Jersey as a certified civil trial attorney. Less than 2% of attorneys have the honor of this accreditation. I've been involved in politics starting at an early age. While in college in 1992, I was on the campaign staff for the gubernatorial candidate B. Gary Scott in the state of Delaware. I have volunteered on New Jersey state Senate races and local races. I was elected to the Paramus Borough Council at the age of 31, the youngest woman to ever serve. I previously made appearances on Fox Business and Fox News as a commentator. I currently serve as the Vice President of the Rampo Indian Hills Regional High School Board of Education. I was the only applicant to volunteer to fill a vacancy which started in 2019. I'm currently the chair of the Policy Committee, a member of the Strategic Planning Negotiations Committee, as well as the Education Committee. Being a volunteer has given me insight into how the Rampo Indian Hills High School Board of Education runs. This year has been a learning experience like no other, not just for myself, but for many of the board members. The retirement of our longstanding and beloved Superintendent Beverly McKay, which led to the interview process for an interim superintendent while we seek a candidate for a permanent position. The monumental task of the transition of the student body and staff to a virtual learning environment due to the COVID pandemic. The ability to serve on the Strategic Planning Committee to begin to discuss the future of our school and where we as a district want to be in 5 years from now. What kind of sweeping changes need to be made in diversity issues, student body issues, and academic issues? I am elated that even though there has been so much change in flux this year, the Rampo Indian Hills High School Board of Education was able to draw the line and keep school taxes from increasing. My mission, like any volunteer, has been to make a difference. It's my year serving as a volunteer in our public school community that has led to my decision to run for the Franklin Lake seat on the Rampo Indian Hills High School Board of Education. I want to make sure that every student at Rampo Indian Hills High School is provided the opportunity to get the best possible education in a safe environment. I want to make sure that there are no disparities between our high schools, Rampo and Indian Hills. I want to make sure we're educating the whole child, not just teaching the education curriculum. Most importantly, I want feedback from our key stakeholders, educators, parents, and most of all, our students. This is a key focus in the implementation of our strategic plan that I have played an instrumental part in beginning this past year. The mark of a great organization is its drive to continuously improve and not settle for status quo. It's often easy to fall back on past successes. However, new and innovative thinking needs to drive the change needed to make a good organization a great one. We need to ensure that each and every one of our students has the opportunity to thrive, whether it be advanced academics, special education, virtual learning, internships, or apprenticeships. We need to provide and demonstrate multiple paths of learning where there is something for everyone to believe in and excel. We should be meeting with the diversity clubs and student government associations of the schools, not just where they report to the board, but to have real discussions about issues and hear what they're concerned about. After all, we exist because of the students. We cannot fix what is wrong if no one asks the stakeholders what is broken. But we also have to understand that you can't ask a question and then not listen. I can't promise to make sweeping changes alone, as I'm only one person on a 9-seat board. What I can promise you is that I will do my best to uphold the values of this community, to seek feedback and guidance from our stakeholders, and to use sound judgment when making decisions. I can promise to do that keeping in mind the impact of our stakeholders, educators, students, and parents. There's a quote I want to share with you from an author unknown. Volunteering is the ultimate exercise in democracy. You vote in elections once a year, but when you volunteer, you vote every day about the kind of community you want to live in. It would be an honor to have you vote for me on November 3rd to keep the seat I volunteered to fill, continue the work I have started on the Rampo Indian Hills High School Board of Education. Thank you.